Te quiero más que ayer y mucho menos que mañana. Hoy te quiero ver, hoy te quiero ver. Mucho más que ayer y mucho menos que mañana. Hoy te quiero ver, hoy te quiero ver. Yo no pido mucho, solo quiéreme como yo te quiero. No, no, no me hables de dinero, que eso yo lo puedo hacer. Pero si supieras lo que a mí me da placer, yeah, verte sonreír. Y cuando me dices te quiero al oído, te doy mi todo si me das el ok, ok. Yo no juego con mi baby, no play, no play. Te quiero más que ayer y mucho menos que mañana. Hoy te quiero ver, hoy te quiero ver. Mucho más que ayer y mucho menos que mañana. Hoy te quiero ver, hoy te quiero ver. Yeah, yeah, bad girl pero no es de España. Con esa carita, ¿a quien tú engañas? Yeah, yeah, a nadie. Dale, miénteme, que me creo todo está bien. Me siento solo, yo necesito a alguien. Dime si tú quieres ser alguien, yeah. Te quiero más que ayer, yeah, pero menos que tomorrow, yeah. A las otras un follow, yeah. A mí yo no soy malo, yeah. Quizás lo fui, pero ya no lo soy. No hablé del pasado, baby, háblame de hoy. Déjate ver, tú no sabes si mañana ya yo no estoy. Y si no me dejas, quiero que sepas que te quiero más que ayer y mucho menos que mañana. Hoy te quiero ver, hoy te quiero ver. Mucho más que ayer y mucho menos que mañana. Hoy te quiero ver, hoy te quiero ver.
Ay, Dios mío.
Oye, mi amor, ahorita.
Hello everybody, hope you're well and welcome to Champions Livestream 238. It's going to be a special one tonight. It is the last stream of 2023 and here we are. So we're obviously doing it today on Friday for a bit of a special changeover. Sunday is New Year's Eve and I thought, well, a lot of people are not going to be around on New Year's Eve. They're, with their friends, with their family. So it made more sense to make it this last stream of the year today on a Friday. So yeah, I hope that you all enjoy it. I'll be able to cover what I'm looking for to end 2024 on the charts, primarily Bitcoin, and then we can get ready for what is to come next year. I think it's going to be, my thoughts are, I personally, I'm just so extremely positive for next year in terms of, myself personally, chart champions as a business, and just what is to come in terms of volatility on cryptocurrency. I think everything is just primed and lined up for a very special year. So yeah, honestly, looking at you here, I can say I am thoroughly looking forward to it. So I hope that you all are too. And let's get over onto the charts. And I'll remind you all the important legal disclaimer before we start every live stream. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor, no financial advice in this video, just giving you my thoughts, commentary, on the market in a non-financial advice way. If we talk about trades, it's on paper demo trade account, and the standard disclaimer that we give on every single video that we've ever made and will make. So yeah, make sure you pause to read and fully understand everything, and once you have agreed, you can begin the video of tonight's Champions live stream 238. So here we got a very nice Bitcoin chart loading up here, right? So not much has changed since last week. We were starting to come into this range that's formed, and I was saying how 44k really gave a very nice short trade as a hedged trade. I wasn't expecting anything major from this. Could still absolutely go up, but for me it was when we came into $44,000 on the retest, okay, which was this zone right here. It just felt like to me, hey, this is good enough for me to hedge. Okay, why? Because although I do feel we can go higher, I've got enough confluence to short. I've got an easy invalidation stop loss. Okay, and now I've got a local range forming. Within that range, we even formed a swing failure pattern of that mini range high. And so SFP mini range high, clear consolidation at resistance, and easy invalidation. For me, it just lined up for a trade that is worth the short. Why? Because I'm risking a few percent on the stop loss when I have a potential very big gain to the downside, right? So for me in that scenario, doesn't mean I'm bearish, because I wouldn't say I am bearish. Okay, it's more, hey, I recognize the charts, I recognize this is a good trade, it does have good confluence, we are not getting through the level easily. This is a good enough reason for me to take a short trade. And we can actually see after that SFP, we actually got a move down of 6.5%. So, 6.5% is nothing to joke around at. And have a guess where we bounced off of. Fibonacci from low to the high of that rally into the CC. Okay, so by now, if you took that head short, okay, you had a few days. Obviously, last stream was also on a Friday. You had a retest on Monday. You had a retest again on Thursday, yesterday. You've had enough opportunities to get into this short trade by now. And if you've took a short at any of these opportunities, I do honestly feel that a good take profit one is the CC. It's not a bad take profit one. You've made at least, depending on your entry, between 4 and 6%. It's not a bad place to take profit one. Why? Because what we're forming now is a pretty simple triangle, right? Symmetrical triangle here. So generally speaking, symmetrical triangles are continuation patterns. So we get a move to the upside, we consolidate, and you look for continuation to the upside, right? Pretty standard triangle. So with that in mind, if we're looking for this level of continuation, this is not a bad take profit one at low to high CC Fibonacci. I don't think you're going to go, you're going to be annoyed about taking a take profit one here. So why? Because there obviously we're coming to the bottom of the triangle. We're at the CC. We still over are in a massive bull uptrend. It's a good take profit one. Why? Because if we do then pump to the upside and get stopped out, well, you are guaranteeing yourself profit on that trade. Even if you get stopped out of that short now, you still should be making profits. And what is nice, that if we do in fact end up breaking down here and getting a large move to the downside, well, you can remain in the rest of that short trade, right, and kind of be more relaxed with the drop, knowing that you're in, still over 50% of your head short. That's a good position to be in should we get a larger drop. So, yeah, I wouldn't close that short. I would take profit one, but I definitely wouldn't close that trade, okay? So, yeah, that's my opinion. I also personally wouldn't long the CC here. So for me, yeah, this is one of the first times in the uptrend that I haven't really been, so aggressive on the drop here. And that said, if you longed this first touch of the CC, taking out that last low, you had a rally of 5%. So, just because I didn't take this long, anyone that did, has also guaranteed themselves profit, right? They made a lovely bounce to the upside, ending in another really simple lower high, lower high, lower high, and there's another lower high. So, it's just a case of lower highs. But nevertheless, if you longed there, bam, that's a 5% move. So, I'm not going to say it's bad to long here, but, I'm less aggressive on the longs. That was a move on Boxing Day, a public holiday. The UK markets are closed. It's just a kind of a low volume day, and I'm not going to be so keen on taking longs on here. So yeah, a variety of reasons, but enough for me to not want to really long that. And, you know, the second touch of a level, even less interest. So I also haven't longed this here, by the way. So yeah, I'm not longing here. I am remaining in the short trade. I would only really long if we get another move to the downside. So time will tell whether that happens, right? But for now, yeah, we have a really nice triangle. And let's see what we got in terms of new higher term time frame levels. So yeah, you probably see I'm in some new pajamas. Wow, look at that, new pajamas for Christmas. I was treated. Yeah, Santa come good to me. Finally a new pair of pajamas. It's not often I get new clothes, right? So still got the same pint of water though, so some things never change. Um, like me crushing the charts. Had to put that in. So yeah, let's see what we got on the higher term time frame then. So monthly, nope. New weekly, let's see. Well, we will have a new weekly here. Hasn't closed yet, of course, but we will have a new weekly there. As long as we close, we still got. I forget it's Friday, right? So it might be a little bit too early making this a weekly. To be fair, it's still got another few. Yeah, that's a little bit too early to mark the weekly. I'm not gonna mark that yet. If it was Sunday, yeah, on a Friday, nah, it's not worth it. So what we got? What a new daily there. Okay. See if we got any new naked pointer controls. Nope. Nope. We are now below the weekly pointer control. $42,500, $42,700. And below the monthly. We are trading at this monthly pointer control. Yeah, 42k support currently then. No CCV. Below monthly view. Okay, cool. Wow, look at this then. So this is the Igor sessions. You know when we formed that swing failure pattern here? So this was our SFP trade. So there you can see that was our mini range, right? Range high, range low, come up to range high, come up to range low, or come down to range low, come up to range high, come down to range low, and eventually, eventually breaking down. But yeah, you see that? That's the swing failure pattern. After that, CC retest. So just so you can build up a picture of how the markets work, right? Swing failure pattern range high, CC retest, down to the range low. But yeah, the main thing I want to show you here is this swing failure pattern. Look at that, into the top of the on the 5 minute. This was the swing failure pattern candle. So this was the swing failure pattern candle, and sorry, on the CC retest. No, it can be. Let me just work out here. This is from the 8th of December. Oh no, this is from a while ago. The 8th of December. So that was here, sorry, where we formed these highs into the 22nd of December. So yeah, sorry, my bad. So actually where we formed these, there was a naked point of control back here from the 8th of December high. Okay, and it's where we put in the high here on the 22nd on that swing failure pattern locally. Okay, I hope this is making sense. But here we formed the local swing failure pattern, right? So there was the first high, low, swing failure pattern. That swing failure pattern rejecting from this section here, actually, of an Igor session naked point of control. So that's pretty outstanding, to be honest. That is pretty you know, love of technical analysis. So that also happened on the swing failure pattern. So look at that. Anyway, not what we're here for right now. So just like to point those things out when I see them, because it just, yeah, really, well, it amazes me, to be honest. I love it. But yeah, we got nothing really of interest here, to be honest, though, now. But that was nice to see on the retest. So yeah, really, that, you know, just got to imagine, like, we had a lot of confluence, you know, really, to be taking the head short. But yeah, nothing else in terms of naked pointed controls, which is fine. So wow, there's like there's not really a lot of support here. Just had a really bad thought. Yes, I think I'm really going to kind of keep this one simple for you all. Right, it's extremely clear that we're currently just range bound. So in confluence with the CC, you do have the range value area low, right? So you got range value area low is holding a support and a CC that absolute low. So really simply, we are just, you know, range value area low, range value area high, range value area low, range pointed control, range value area low. So there's no real reason yet until if we see acceptance below, if we start to see acceptance below, that's where we can look for a bigger move to the downside, right? But there's no reason why. Here you can see never a clear break of value area high, drop. Never a clear break of value area low, rise. Never a clear break of range pointed control, drop. And so we have not got any clear break of value area low, right? So you don't want to try and outthink the market right now. Again, I wouldn't long this. This for me is not enough confluence, not taking any lows. This is not for me an actionable entry trigger for a long. Okay, it's just not. But that doesn't mean I would short here. I definitely wouldn't short here. Why? Because we are still holding range value area low. For me, that is not a short trade. Doesn't mean it's a long, but it's not a short trade for sure. And so there's no real reason while we're holding this support to not think that this is going to simply remain range bound, get another test of value area high or the range point of control. If we get a reclaim of the value area high, that's also reclaiming the top of the triangle. And we look for another new yearly high, although that will probably come next year now, right? So we're looking for a new high above this year's high, this year's high. But yeah, pretty simple and pretty obvious to me what is going on right now. Just simply range bound. Low volatility, Christmas period, New Year period, not a lot of volume. A lot of people, take a break over the past week, 2 weeks. Spend time with their friends and family, and the markets get a little bit less volume. So it's just normal and to be expected, right? You had you have days closed. I think Monday is closed for the markets. So you see here the next market open is Tuesday. So yeah, the markets are closed on Monday. So really we got to expect some more volume going in low over the next few days, really. So but yeah, clear as day what we got going on in terms of support, and would be nice to get a bit of a Gartley coming on in here, right? So we could have a Gartley, which would be very nice. I'd like to see another low. That would be pretty perfect. So now this wouldn't be very symmetrical, but you do have a Gartley that looks like this, right? This is more bullish, and you compound to point D, and you get a rise to the upside. And this is going basically from low to high into the CC, high to low into the CC, but a real bigger reason when you look at that point of control, look at the accuracy on that, holding the lower high by a few dollars, but held the lower high. Brilliant short trade. Then technically, this is not okay. But if we get another low here, this would be a very ugly looking Gartley, but one to be aware of, right? And this basically gives us a move of boom, boom. Okay. But I do not really like this point D at the point B, right? So I would actually really look at this as a little bit more longer term and say A, looking for B, get that rise into C, and then a more of a longer pattern I think is just a little bit nicer. Yeah, just to see a bit more of a fake out here, rise, another rejection, drop. Not sure I would long this point of D, to be honest with you, though. But that's just my thoughts on the Gartley. Really, there's not a lot to go off here. So, of course, if we look at targets from triangle low, high to low, breakout target to the downside. I already know this because I have looked at it before. You have a very nice confluence in the monthly naked point of control. And for me, the monthly naked point of control is a really big support level. Let me just see something here. Yeah, so we're looking there at the CC from low to high. And I think if you go down on a lower term time frame, you can adjust this CC to a little lower pivot, right? If I remember. Yes, you could actually adjust it to here. Yes, so you could have the CC there on a lower term time frame. You've got a lower candle. So then you can see, this is right on that monthly naked point of control, right on it, sort of thing. Just would be a wonderful, wonderful layer of support. So I cannot argue that is a very good support. Has a high volume node, but not the point of control. But nevertheless, this is a very good level of support. You have monthly naked point of controls. Okay, you have some daily below us. You will have lost some very big support. You would have, started to change some big market structure. You also have the triangle target in here. Again, I'm really not saying I would blindly long this. Okay, but it is definitely a place you start to look for longs. Okay, you don't get bearish after this. I think this is what we started to play into. Yeah, remember that this was a trade that I actually gave last week, which was a short into a long, right? So I gave this last week. Obviously, well, I don't know whether you did or not, but I took a short up here at around my average entry is 43,800. But I've took the short here, and yeah, I am looking to really take this short into a long, and I would like to get my longs from lower, really from this naked point of control here down to the low. Well, down to the naked point of controls on the daily, right? So if we look at that anchored VWAP, yeah, that comes in on the higher naked point of control. So this is just something I think we got to be very careful with when it comes to the long here, to be honest. And that is flipping that back into resistance. So kind of looking like this. Drop, long entry, resistance, continued downside. And this is the anchored VWAP. You know, if you break down through it, you can get a support resistance. You just see how perfect, right? It acted as support on every single touch. If you do not bounce off of that and you actually lose it, yeah, we can have a nice long entry from the monthly naked point of control, but we've got to be very cautious of a retest of this and continuation to the downside. So it's a level that you want to have added on your charts, you know, to be honest with you. Of course, you could look for it to hold at first. You could obviously get a bounce. You do have confluence there with a weekly naked point of control. So it's something to be aware of. I don't think it's the biggest level in the world, but I wouldn't forget about it. Okay, I really wouldn't forget about that level. Okay, in terms of upside targets then, let's see if we got some confluence on this. So from low to high. If we look at this breakout target, look at that. You're going to be back above the previous range point of control, by the way. And you got a monthly. Oh, look at that. Wow. Okay. So you got a monthly naked point of control for the downside target. And you actually got a higher monthly point of control for the upper target. If you like your monthly naked point of controls, which I do. Yeah, look at that. Lower target, monthly naked point of control, higher target, monthly naked point of control. So kind of funny. But yeah, that's what we got for the upside. I would be very, very cautious of this. Like I said, to the downside, do you have to hit the monthly naked point of control? No, you could bounce off of the weekly naked point of control. There is confluence there. Like to the upside, yeah, the target can be the monthly naked point of control, but I think you got a massive resistance before that. Okay, of course, not impossible to get through, but it is a massive resistance, and that is all of this that's coming in at 47,200. Why? Because here we got a weekly naked. Oh, wow, just look at that. You got the weekly naked point of control here, which is confluence with the anchored VWAP from the start of the upwards consolidation. And here you have the weekly naked point of control on the previous range point of control, which for me is just an absolutely massive target, massive level, and will be critical to this outcome of 2024, right? So, the scenario that I would be aware of, just as I mentioned, bounce off of the monthly naked, flip the anchored VWAP into resistance continuation. You got to be aware of a similar outcome for the bullish scenario, right? Which would be, break out here, hit target, flip this into support, continuation to the upside. Oh God. Let me draw that again for you, right? So, blum, 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 hit target, flip into support, continuation to the upside. You got to be aware of that scenario just as you should with the anchored VWAP. Here, if we do break through this resistance, it is, a probability to be flipped into support. Once you broke a big resistance, you look to flip into support. A fake out scenario is where you would do something like this. If you do break, hit that target, and then actually form a bit of a range, let's say, and this ends up flipping to resistance, well, then that really has that gives you a much more bearish outlook, right? If you lose big resistance after flipping it and then losing it, that then gives a much more bearish outlook. So, but for now, yeah, I would be much more aware of this target. I just feel this is a big resistance. But hey, we've seen it lots of times in this uptrend, right? We have seen it lots of times in this uptrend where we have a big resistance and we just go straight through it. So, won't be surprised if that happens. I just, have my alert set and be ready for it. Yeah, so that's really how I'm playing it. I think we can be very neutral. I suppose we should really be a little bit more bullishly biased for the simple fact that we are still in a massive uptrend. This has not changed yet. We are consolidating in a pattern which is a bullish pattern when you look at the context of the uptrend. Yeah, so it is a higher probability that we push on and we push on upwards. That is the highest probability that we are going to make new highs above this pivot. For me, as mentioned before, I would be aware of a swing failure pattern of that high. Again, this is like your classic fake out of a triangle, right? Boom, boom. Have an alert set, be aware. If you get a swing failure pattern, it's a good trade. But, I would much prefer to see the higher targets hit. But, if I see an SFP, I'll take an SFP type trade. But, yeah, for now, I think it's, really fair to be neutral. Okay, we don't need to be very bullish. We don't need to be very bearish. We can just be, I can just tell you the way I'm doing it, right? I am very neutral here, slightly more bullishly biased for the simple fact of the trend. And, it's not wise to try and predict the end of a trend before it happens. But all I can say is, yeah, I would be viewing this as bullish chart. I would say it's a higher probability we make new highs and stop out shorts here. But with that said, I am in my short from $44,000. I am not going to long here yet. And, that's the position that I'm in. Okay, if we pump from here, hey, I get stopped out my short. It was still profitable, and I'll look for the higher targets onwards. It's not going to spend not even a second being upset about that trade. For me, it's been a good trade, whatever happens next. If we pump from here, I can be very happy with that short trade. It's gave me a week Christmas period where I haven't had to be worried about a drop. What if on Christmas Day there's a massive drop? I've just been able to relax. I'm very comfortable with it, and technically speaking, it was a pretty good short trade. And obviously, the reaction has been nice, right? Being sat. If you look at the funding rates have been high for the past week. So this is another advantage. See here, if you're sat in short trades right now, even still, you've got a 0.03% funding rate. On Bybit, right? On Bybit, Tether 0.01, so it's not quite as high. You can see I'm also trading and got shorts on BingX, and BingX has got 0.04. So I'm in short on BingX, I'm in a short on Bybit, and you can see, if you're sat in a short for a week and you're getting paid 0.04% every 8 hours, okay, Bybit 0.03% every 8 hours, that is a funding rate. For being sat in a short, you're getting paid to be sat in shorts. So you're collecting funding payments every hours for sitting in shorts. You're getting money made on profit from sat in shorts because the market is going down. And you get the relaxation of being able to say, hey, I'm really comfortable if the market drops 20% from here. Hey, I'm in a good position. If the market does pump now, hey, we get stopped out after hitting take profit 1. It's a comfortable position to be in, right? So, yeah, the funding rate is just something to be aware of. This is considered more bearish. Okay, that's just as simple as it is. Yeah, so that's really my opinion on Bitcoin, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think overall, though, fairly neutral, slightly more bullish in terms of market structure. But, there are some bearish signs creeping in, but I don't want to jump the gun too much. I do still feel this is a bullish market, but, there's just some signs to be aware of, right? Yeah, my biggest support for the long trade still does sit down below us. I'm not really that interested in longing here. Again, when I look at the market volume profile, all this volume up at the highs, yeah, it doesn't have as much interest for me. Maybe if we get this fake out, well, I've already said that weekly doesn't really for me grant a massive opportunity, but if we see some sort of reaction, it's the better opportunity. I'm personally not going to take it here without taking any lows. But yeah, that's my opinion on Bitcoin. I will remind you from a live stream I made a few weeks ago, I was, remaining bullish on Bitcoin. I was remaining bullish on the stock market, and I was remaining bearish on the DXY. Well, we can all see now a few weeks later, that was very nice indeed, as we made new all-time highs on the stock market, and we continued down lower on the DXY. So yeah, really my bias sits similar to this. You obviously now hit the low of the triangle again on the DXY, so you are at that support, and ES is in a territory where it could fake out. You'd really want to see like a loss now of this old monthly, but if you do start to see that, then yeah, you can look for a much, very large downtrend move, right? And on the reverse, I think it would really still be preferred to see another move down and something like this on the DXY. You want to see, take out that weekly again, come down to the next level below us, and then see a reclaim, and then you can do something very similar to what happened here. So I would like to see another little drop, to be honest with you, on the DXY. And ES, I mean, it's hard. I wouldn't short it whether it is now. You are still in an all-time high. Yeah, it was a little bit of a bearish Friday close, but well, you haven't closed Friday yet, but it looks like Friday's going to close a little bit bearish, right? It's not the most bullish close, but again, I'm not going to be shorting here. We are sat at all-time highs. You're not going to catch me trying to short the all-time high on this. So I prefer to see some weakness before I start hedging myself on the stock market, especially as I would like to see a little bit lower on the DXY. But yeah, really simply, DXY come down to triangle low, got a rally from the old triangle low, and when the DXY rises, well, you can see the pullback here on the stock market. Bitcoin somewhat unaffected by it all, kind of doing its own thing right now. But yeah, that would be my opinions there. Coinbase. Wow, I gave an extremely good call on Coinbase. If you've been following along on this with me in the channel, gave a very, very, very good call because it's been an extremely profitable trade. But obviously being very bullish on Coinbase. Did have this target of 100 and just before really $190-ish from this previous range point of control. Okay, so you can see that come in at 190. So I'm really still looking for 190, 193. So that would be, if we think of it like this, another move to the upside and then a pullback. So that would give similar on Bitcoin, another rise to the upside before the pullback. If we're looking at Coinbase, but you're way too late, by the way, to long Coinbase now. You're extremely late to the move. But if you did follow along with my call on this, then you're in excellent profits. But I wouldn't want a long Coinbase now on Friday the 29th of December. You're very, very late to the move. But it is coming into a big target. Would like to see another rise on that though, right? MicroStrategy as well. To be honest, MicroStrategy looks good for another rise here. Wouldn't be bearish on MicroStrategy yet either. And I think I even laid out this plan to you all. Pretty sure I laid out a plan to you all, which was off of this weekly, and it was that's a weekly resistance. Wait for a flip, and then you can look for continuation. Pretty sure I laid this out last week, to be honest with you. I'm very sure I did. I'm going to have to go back and remind myself, but I'm pretty sure when we were here last week, I said wait for it to break above, flip it, and then you got a long trade opportunity. And out of interest, that from the back tests to that high, it was a 15% move. 15%. If you are trading with any, I'm just going to say 15% is a massive move. But yeah, that's how easy it can be sometimes. And I'm pretty sure I laid out that exact plan on Friday. But yeah, really, I would look for higher on the MicroStrategy and coin. Again, if you come down and lose this weekly, then that is going to change the probabilities. Right now, of course, it's more probable we go higher. If we lose this weekly, well, then it's going to look a lot weaker, and we can kind of look for a gap fill here. But yeah, that would be my bias really on Coinbase, MicroStrategy, stock market or S&P 500 futures, the DXY, and Bitcoin. That is everything that I wanted to cover here. Let me see if I have... Oh yeah, one thing that I wanted to remind you all of, and this is just for your benefits, where you can actually, if you have purchased Atos recently, and this is something that I want to get into too, but you can actually get a special, extra time and weeks free with your Atos subscription if you have recently purchased it by filling out this simple form here. Okay, you can actually get, if you purchase the 3 months, 2 weeks for free. If you purchase the 6 months, 1 month for free. Premium, 2 months for free. If you've got the unlimited lifetime license, then you get a 200 euros discount. You will, though, before you purchase this, make sure you do direct message customer service for a code first. That is important. But yeah, if you just fill out that form, if you have purchased Atos over the past, month or two, fill in that form and you can get some free extra benefits. So that will only literally take you 1 minute to fill out that form. And is there anything else I needed to mention to you? I know, I guess I'll mention this. If you haven't already, go check out our latest roundtable. So this roundtable is over on YouTube. Nice end of season special, and show myself, show the other coaches some love, and this was over on YouTube. You can just copy the link, come over here and post it, and that's not how you do it. But yeah, you can go over and check out the roundtable. There were a lot of questions. Where was Igor in the roundtable? And yeah, Igor was ill. He was unavailable to make the video. But the rest of us are here, right? We had Rivalry, Severin, myself, and Scott. We'll start to do and introduce Scott to you more, but this was a nice roundtable, so go and check that out if you haven't already. And I can only apologise for myself and my clothing in this thumbnail. Wow, that is a bad look. But what I said at the start, right, I don't buy myself enough clothes. Maybe I'll start to do that next year. Who knows? It's because I don't go out much. Let's be honest. I just stay in front of my computer all day, so I don't really need clothes. Where was I? I will just say that. Yeah. I hope you all have a wonderful 2024, honestly. You're going to see big things coming from Chart Champions. I am back as the, CEO kind of head figure of Chart Champions. I am taking over that role. So I'm going to have much more, movement and say in Chart Champions in the day-to-day, and I think that's a really big positive. I'm really looking forward to that kind of task. And you're going to see me getting back into trading more. 2023 for me has been a difficult year for personal reasons, and now I'm having some time and space to really get back into trading. I really dramatically reduced my size of trades in 2023. I sold a lot of my crypto, and so I've really having that reduced trading size, along with just less time available during 2023, for a lot of things that were going on in my life. And now I've got past all that, and I've finally got time. I've finally got a place to settle down in. I've just got everything lined up for a really good 2024. I've never been honestly so excited to start a new year, and I don't really ever feel like a new year is anything crazy. At the end of the day, it's just another day, right? But I do feel it's like I can really start 2024 in a good way, and doing what I love again. And I feel like it's been a long time since I felt like that. So yeah, I'm personally just super happy. I'm super happy, and so it's good to feel like that. I am content. And so I hope you can see that over the course of 2024 with my content, with my love and passion for trading. You'll be able to see that again. So I can just say I hope you're looking forward to it as much as I am. So go check out that roundtable. It was a nice one. The team got together, all the staff, and we had a nice outing. And so we decided to throw together an in-person roundtable for you all. So that was made. If you want to do that, if you have purchased Atos recently, fill out the form. That was everything that I wanted to mention to you. I guess we'll say that. Happy 2024, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed, and I will catch you in I think actually I've got planned the first video of 2024 as well, right? So I'm going to do the last video of 2023 now, and you got me on the daily update on the 2nd for the first update of 2024 too. So there you go. Hope you want to see more of me, because you got to. Cheers, everybody. Thank you. That's me signing out. And yeah, goodbye. Cheers.